Hello and welcome to this OneStream Showcase tutorial. This time, we will be looking at the stable version 2.1.2. Changelog. Added autofill extension on import multi. A new addition in import multiple now has autofill in output formats. It auto-detects the right format for faster imports. Added integration with IP2Proxy. We've added IP2Proxy Integration. Find it in Settings, then Panel, and Streaming Settings. You can now block proxies and set the IP2Proxy file path. Added filter by MAC and line connections. You can now filter line connections by MAC address for easier management. Added allowed domain settings and allowed _domains to mass edit. You can now set allowed domains in settings and use allowed domains in mass edit for faster management. Added settings for VOD burst speed. VOD burst speed settings are now available under Settings, then Streaming Settings, and VOD and TV Archive. You can adjust the burst increase by percentage for smoother streaming. Added settings for default time zone and date format. Set your default time zone and date format under Settings, then Panel in Localization Settings, Panel Default Locale and Time Zone. Added settings for Actions button position. You can now set the Actions button position in your settings for a more customized interface. Added Mass Edit Replace for names. Mass Edit now lets you replace names for movies, series, and episodes, making bulk updates faster and easier. Added permissions for legacy pages. You can now manage permissions for legacy pages, giving you better control over access. Added settings to autoblock expired lines and not found from panel. In Security Settings, then Lines, you can now autoblock expired or not found lines for improved security. Added settings for Bunny CDN Support. Bunny CDN Support is now available under Cloudflare settings in the panel. You can enable Bunny CDN and process IPs directly from Bunny CDN. Added option to schedule mass event. You can now schedule mass events, making bulk actions easier to manage. Added an option to make global configuration for subscription messages. You can now create a global configuration for subscription messages by removing the owner, making the configuration global. Added search string to watch folder logs and M3U watch folder. You can now search logs and watch folders and set up M3U watch folders for easier content management. Added activation codes for lines and B2C Player API Delta updates. Activation codes for lines are now supported. And the B2C Player API Delta Updates endpoint returns a list of hashes for movies, series, live streams, and bouquet categories, allowing you to verify if your local content data is up to date. Added Nginx cache and improvements to B2C API, and Nginx cache by bouquets for XC API and XML EPG. Nginx caching has been added to the B2C API. Experimental cache by bouquets for XC API and XML EPG is now available and can be enabled from the settings, improving performance and load times. Added logrotate settings for Nginx and automated mount of Nginx. Logrotate settings for Nginx have been added, along with automated mounting of the Nginx cache using TMPFS for better performance and management. Bug fixes. Fixed stats on dashboard. Fixed fetching only favorites on Stalker with cache. Fixes for device password. Fixed display of multiple connections on live connections. Fixed delete ticket permissions. Watch folder fixes. Thank you for watching. Learn more on onestream.com.